Next, oxidation states. Oxidation state of lanthanide, and the common oxidation state of lanthanides is plus 3. So a part of this, a few elements like samarium, europium, and yttrium, they can also show plus 4 oxidation state. Further to that, some occasionally some lanthanide elements and also shows the maximum plus 4 oxidation state, particularly what we say, cerium. Cerium. Cerium can show the cerium, praseodium, neodymium, terbium, and dysprosium. These four, praseodium, neodymium, terbium, and dysprosium. These four will show plus 4 oxidation state. So that means the oxidation state, common oxidation state is plus 3, and a part of that, these lanthanide elements, few samarium, europium, and terbium can show plus 2 oxidation state, whereas cesium, praseodium, neodymium, terbium, and dysprosium, these will show plus 4 oxidation state. And maximum oxidation state of lanthanide elements is plus 4 oxidation state. Okay, so maximum oxidation state they exhibit which how much plus 4 oxidation state. And see, and here see, europium 63, its electronic configuration is 4s7 6s2. So that means it readily loses its 2 electrons from 6 energy level and attain the highly stable half filled 4f7 electronic configuration. It is readily form plus 2 europium plus 2 ion. Okay. And next, ytterbium also follows same rule, and after losing 2 electrons, it may have 14 electrons in its outermost shell, that is f orbital, so it will get the more stability. And why lanthanide shows the variable oxidation states? So why? Because variable oxidation state generally they show plus 2, plus 3, and plus 4. But the most stable oxidation state lanthanum is plus 3. The elements other states hence try to lose or gain electrons to get plus 3 oxidation state, but those ions become strong reducing and oxidizing agent respectively. So why? Because this if you take praseodium, here this is praseodium. If it lose 4 electrons, what happens? It may have 5d1, 4f1. So that is somewhat stable, and then what happens? It readily gain 1 electron, and gaining of electron, it is which reaction? Reduction means praseodium plus 4 can be acts as a good oxidizing agent. So this to attain this plus 3 oxidation states, they become strong reducing and strong oxidizing agents. What is reducing agent? Reducing agent means the substance which itself undergo oxidation reaction. So for example, samarium plus 2. So samarium can exhibit plus 2 as well as plus 3. Out of these two, which is more stable? Plus 2 oxidation state, plus 3 oxidation state is more stable. So that's why it can readily lose 1 electron. Losing of electron is which reaction? Oxidation reaction. The substance which undergo oxidation reaction itself, that is known as reducing agent. So it readily lose 1 electron. So that's why it can be considered as a strong reducing agent. And if you take terbium or neodymium or dysprosium or praseodymium, whatever it may be, generally they exhibit plus 4 oxidation state, and that's why they tend to get the more stable oxidation state, that is plus 3. How? By gaining 1 electron. So the substance which itself undergo reduction reaction, that is known as oxidizing agent. So that means to attain this stable plus 3 oxidation state, it will act as a strong reducing agents, and this oxidation state will act as a strong oxidizing agents. Okay, so oxidation state in aqueous medium. So generally here see, so this is the table. So this lanthanum, promethium, helium, erbium, lutetium, they will exhibit plus 3 oxidation state, and a part of these 4 will exhibit these 2 oxidation state, these 4 will be exhibit these 2 oxidation state, and neodymium will exhibit plus 2, plus 3, and plus 3. So not plus 3, so actually it should be removed. Okay, and next, so after getting these oxidation states, so what will be the outermost electronic configuration of these elements? Let's see. Cesium. So cesium general electronic configuration is this one, 4f1, 5d1, 4f2, 6s2. So if it lose 3 electrons, that means in plus 3 oxidation state it may have 4f1. So that means it can release one more electron, so thereby to get the more stable oxidation state, that is plus 4. So that's why it acts as a strong reducing agent. So why? Because it itself participate in the oxidation state, oxidation reaction. Okay. Next, so this is about the elements, and here see europium plus 2 in plus 2 oxidation state. So, sorry, so this is plus 2 as well as plus 3, and these are the oxidation state of plus 3, and this is a common electronic configuration in plus 3 oxidation state. But a part of that, it can act as it can exhibit one more oxidation state, that is plus 2. If it is exist in plus 2 oxidation state, the outermost electronic configuration is 4f7. And gadolinium, it can exhibit plus 3, so in that plus 3 oxidation state it will have 4f7. So europium in plus 2 it will have 4f7, so that means europium in plus 2 and gadolinium in plus 3 considered as the most stable. And same phenomena we can observe in these last two elements, ytterbium. So ytterbium in plus 2 oxidation state, it may have 14 electrons, so it is completely filled. And lutetium in plus 3 oxidation state, it may also have 14 electrons, so that's why yttrium in plus 2, lutetium in plus 3 oxidation state, they will have completely filled f orbital, so they will get the stability. And some examples. So here see samarium plus 2. So plus 2, just now I told you. So why these exhibit plus 2 oxidation state or plus 3 oxidation state? Okay. See. So in plus 2 oxidation state, it is somewhat less stable. Samarium is somewhat less stable in plus 2 oxidation state. So that's why what it do to get the more stability. So that means the stable oxidation state is plus 3. So in that to attain the plus 3 oxidation state, it lose one electron. So this reaction, releasing of electrons, is known as oxidation reaction. So the substance which itself undergo oxidation reaction, generally that can act as a reductant. Reductant, or you can say reducing agent, no problem. Okay. Next, come to cesium plus 4. So the cesium plus 4 is a less stable oxidation state, that is less stable in that oxidation state. To get the more stability, so that means to get the more stability, so generally what it do, it will takes up one electron, and thereby it will get more stability. Okay. So that means accepting of electron is which reaction? That is reduction reaction. So the substance which itself undergo reduction reaction, that can act as a oxidant, or you can say oxidizing agent. Okay. So here see, it means lanthanum in plus 2 oxidation state as well as in plus 4 oxidation state, these are less stable, and the such ions to convert into the more stable plus 3 oxidation state, they may act as a reducing as well as oxidizing agents. Okay. So noble gas electronic configuration, the cesium, if it is in plus 4 oxidation state, it is considered as a more stable. Why? Because it's have 0 electrons in its outermost shell, of half filled orbital. For example, europium and terbium in plus 4 oxidation state, these both will be have 7 electrons in their outermost electronic configuration. So that's why these are stable. Why? Because half filled, and this is about completely filled. So which one? Ytterbium and lutetium. So both will in plus 2 and plus 3 oxidation state, they will have comma, when we can add one more, so that is lutetium in which oxidation state? Plus 3 oxidation state is considered as more stable. Why? Because it possesses how many? 14 electrons. Okay. And these oxidation states have only been explained on the basis of thermodynamics and kinetic factors, that too arbitrarily. And due to the only one oxidation state, that is plus 3 oxidation state, lanthanide resembles each other um, resembles each other much more than that of transition elements, much more than do the transfer transition element. So that means in plus 3 oxidation state, these lanthanide elements will have the similar properties, and resemblance means in all aspects, the chemical reactivity, size, magnetism, etc., etc., all will have the resemblance. Okay. And next, it is also been observed that the higher oxidation state of the lanthanides are stabilized by the fluorides or oxidants, while the lower oxidation states are favored by the bromide and iodide. Okay, see here the higher oxidation states, higher oxidation, lower oxidation state, here, where is it? Here, higher oxidation state, that is plus 4. So the plus 4 lanthanides will be form stable compounds with fluorides as well as oxide. The fluorine and oxygen are higher electronegative elements. So with higher electronegative elements only, the higher oxidation state of lanthanide will form the stable compounds, and whereas lower oxidation state means in plus 2 oxidation state or in plus 3 also, they will form the stable compounds with bromide and iodide, comparatively less electronegative than fluoride. And in addition to that, plus 3 and plus 2 oxidation states shown by neodymium, samarium, europium, terbium, ytterbium, only, whereas plus 4 oxidation state is okay, repeated point. And next, so it is very, very, very important topic. So this is lanthanide contraction. So what is lanthanide contraction? Already we have studied in our intermediate days. Okay, what is lanthanide contraction? So contraction means squeezing, decreasing the size. So size decreased of whom? Lanthanide. So lanthanide element size is decreased. So that phenomena is known as termed or kind as lanthanide contraction. Why it happens so? Why? Because see, as increasing the electron in its outermost shell, nuclear charge also increases. Whenever the what is the nuclear charge? Positive charge. As increasing the atomic number or electrons in outermost shell, what happens? Positive charge generally is increased by 18 units. Okay, now, so for just for your idea, I'm telling you. So what happens? As increasing the atomic number, nuclear charge increases. What is the nuclear charge? Positive charge increases. And at the same time, outermost shell, which includes electrons. What is the charge of electron? Negative charge. So when positive charge increases, what happens? It strongly attracts the negative charge. So that means it pulls the negative charge towards it. When it pulls the negative charge towards it, what happens? Size will be decrease. So that phenomena is known as lanthanide contraction. Why it happens? Why? Because in C, if you recall the shielding effect, we find shielding effect in transition elements. So in that shielding effect, what happened? The d orbital shields the outermost electron from the nucleus. So that means the d orbital acts as a screen. Okay, so this screen prevents the nuclear charge impaction of nuclear charge on outermost electron. Why? Because this d orbital has the proper shape, that is a double shape. But whereas in case of f orbital, the f orbital cannot shield outermost electron. Why? Because it doesn't have any proper shape. So due to lack of proper shape or geometry, it cannot act as a screen. So thereby it cannot shield the outermost electron. So that's why nuclear charge directly show the impact on outermost shell, and it attracts towards it. Thereby what happened? The size, as increasing the atomic number, nuclear charge increases. Whenever the nuclear charge increases, what happened? The attractions also increases. Thereby atomic size or ionic radii decreases. We can see we can see in the following table. See here, we have taken the lanthanum ions from cesium plus 3 to lutetium plus 3. So the size of lanthanum ions in ppm parts per million. So here the how much? 103. So as increasing the atomic number, so what happened? The size, nuclear charge increases. Whenever the nuclear charge increases, it attracts outermost electrons towards it. So thereby size decreases. See, we can find the same trend up to here. So that means from cesium to lutetium, what happens? As increasing the atomic number, the size of ions or atoms decreases. So this phenomena is known as lanthanide contraction. The term steadily decrease means the value decreases regularly with the very small difference through the nuclear charge increases by how many? So actually 14 units. So adding one electron increase 14 units of nuclear charge. Okay. These value do not decrease regularly like ionic radii. Rather, there are some irregularities in case of atomic radii. So here we have seen the ionic radii, but the same trend we cannot find in atomic radii. Why? Because see, so these two, europium and ytterbium, those are anomalous electronic configuration. Due to anomalous or anomalous configuration, they have abnormal high atomic radii. So europium may have 185 ppm and yttrium 170 ppm. Okay. The cause of lanthanide contraction. Why the lanthanide contraction is appeared? So just now I told you, because of lack of proper shape of 4f orbitals. Okay. And the next important topic is consequence of lanthanide contraction. So what happens if lanthanide contraction is due to lanthanide contraction? What happens? See, due to lanthanide contraction, the basicity. See, some important consequences of lanthanide contraction. So due to lanthanide contraction, some consequences means effects. The lanthanide contraction show the effect on basic character of lanthanide hydroxides as well as resemblance of size. These two here we may going to discuss. Okay. So first one is basicity. So in previous in before that I told you, so what is basis, which elements will possess the basic character. The particularly metal oxides and metal hydroxide possess basicity. So in generally what happens while we are moving from top to bottom in your group, the basicity increases. But here in the period while moving from left to right, that means from cesium to lutetium, what happened? The size of tripositive lanthanide ions decreases regularly. So here see, so tripositive charge of lanthanide gradually decreases, regularly decreases. So when the size of lanthanide ions decreases, then what happens in nature? That means the bond formation between the lanthanum ion and OH minus, Ln plus 3 and OH minus. So both are cation and anion. So generally we can expect ionic bond. So as decreasing the size, the ionic character also decreases. So whenever the ionic character decreases, simultaneously covalent character increases. When the covalent character increases, what happens? The basicity also decreases. See here, it decreases regularly with increasing the atomic number. The process being called lanthanide contraction. Therefore, the covalent character between lanthanum plus 3 and OH minus ions increases from lanthanum plus 3 to lanthanum hydroxide to lutetium hydroxide. Why? Because generally we are expecting what? Ionic character between lanthanum plus 3, that is cation, and anion. Okay. So though it has ionic character, but in that ionic character what happens? Ionic character decreases, at the same time covalent character increases. Okay. So when the covalent character increases, the basicity decreases. Okay. As a result, the basic character of the hydroxide decreases with increasing the atomic number. Consequently, so lanthanum hydroxide is more basic than lutetium hydroxide. Okay. So this is about the basicity. Next, resemblance. So now we can compare the size of these elements with d block elements. Okay. Go back to the periodic table. So in that periodic table, so the size of this, particularly the size of this is 4D transition elements, 5D transition elements, and 6D transition elements. So from 6th period, our actinides and the F block elements are entered. So generally F block elements present in a part of 5D, and 5F elements are part of 6D transition series. But due to this lanthanide contraction, what happens? Generally, what we know that while moving from the top to bottom, what happens? The number of shells increases. As a result, the size also increases. But we cannot find the same trend here. So from scandium, that is 4th period to 5th period, in case of transition elements, atomic size increases. but we cannot find the same scenario in case of 4d to 5d and 5d to 6d. So why? Because due to lanthanide contraction, and here we can expect actinide contraction, the size of 4d 4d transition elements is very similar to the 5d, as well as 5d transition elements with respect to 6d also same. So if you consider these two elements, yttrium and lanthanum, atomic radii is very much similar. If you consider the size of zirconium and hafnium, neodymium, tantalum, molybdenum, tungsten, so if you take these two pair of electrons of two different periods of same group, different periods of a same group, so if you take these two pair, this two pair, this two pair, this two pair, as this two pair, so what happened, the atomic size is almost same. Why? Because here we are expecting what, more size of lanthanum compared to yttrium, and hafnium compared to zirconium, tantalum compared to neodymium. But what happens, niobium, but what happens, this trend is not observed. Why? Because due to lanthanide contraction, the size of lanthanum is very much similar to the yttrium, and the size of hafnium is very much similar to the zirconium. So that trend we can expect because of lanthanide contraction. So here I will show you. Okay, see, and this is 3D. Okay, if I sent into the here, you can find this. Okay, so this is 3D, this is 4D, and this is 3D, this is 4D, and this is 5D. So while moving from top to bottom, from 3D to 4D, what happens, we observe increase in atomic size as expected. Why? Because while moving from top to bottom in a group, the number of shells increases. When the number of shell increases, the atomic size or atomic radii also increases. But if you come to these two last two, 4D and 5D, if you compare this 4D and 5D, what happens? See, the same trend, the zirconium and hafnium is almost similar or somewhat less. Here similar, here similar, here almost similar, here almost similar, here similar. So the size resemblance is due to lanthanide contraction. Lanthanide contraction. So that is a scenario. There is a resemblance between the atomic radii of the second and second and third transition series element. So 3D and 4D. This is second transition and third transition, and this is fourth transition. Okay, next come to the magnetism. So as we know that in nature, the magnetic substances are generally, metals are generally classified into three terms with respect to the magnetism. The metal which do not exhibit or show the magnetism, those are known as dia, and the substance which are showing magnetism. So that means whenever a metal is placed in external magnetic field, after some time, if you remove that, if the doesn't that metal doesn't show any magnetism, or that may be not attracted by the mm, external magnetic field, so that means it is not attracted, means obviously it will be repelled. So when it is repelled with respect to the external magnetic field, such metals are known as diamagnetic in nature. And next, the metals, when we place it in external magnetic field, what happens, it may be attracted by the external magnetic field, and after removing those metals from the external magnetic field, after some time, those metals may show the temporary magnetism, some metals show the permanent magnetism. So the metals which show the temporary magnetism, those are known as paramagnet, and the metals which are showing the permanent magnetism, those are known as ferromagnets. So that means magnets are broadly classified into three. Actually those are five, but is not in our syllabus. Okay, let me confine to three types. What are those? Dia, para, and ferro. What is dia? With the metal which is repelled with the external magnetic field, or after keeping the metal in external magnetic field, after some time if you remove from it, it doesn't show any magnetism. Okay, so that is dia. And the metal which is placed in external magnetic field, if it is attracted after removing it after some time, it will act as a temporary magnet, then such metals are known as paramagnetic in nature. And the metals which show the which acts as a permanent magnet, so those are known as ferromagnet. This magnetism is attributed to the presence of unpaired electrons in the outermost shell. So generally here see, the lanthanum, cesium, these oxidation states do not have unpaired electrons in outermost shell, so that's why they are diamagnetic in nature. So that means the species or the atom or the species which doesn't have at least one unpaired electron in its outermost shell, it can act as a diamagnetic. And the metals are species which have at least one unpaired electron, then it will be acts as a paramagnetic in nature. Okay, unpaired electron is one. The magnetism behavior is attributes to two properties: the spin movements, both spin movements as well as orbital movement. So spin movement of electron and orbital magnetic movement. So this magnetism is attribute to two properties, are two movements, or we can say two quantum numbers, and that is magnetic spin quantum movement, or spin movement or quantum number, orbital magnetic movement. Unlike the d Bloch elements, where the magnetic moment corresponds to only spin value. So that means in case of d Bloch elements, the contribution of orbital magnetic momentum is 0 to magnetism. So only in d Bloch elements the magnetism is attributed to only spin quantum number. But here what happens in 4f these lanthanide elements, the magnetism is attributed to these two properties. What are those? Spin magnetic moment as well as orbital magnetic moment. Okay. See the next, the number of unpaired electrons, okay, corresponds to the spin value. Okay, because in case of inner transition, that means f Bloch elements, the 4f orbitals are quite shielded from the surroundings and do not interact strongly with the ligand surrounding metal ions. So here what happens, in 4f orbitals are quietly shielded. 4f orbitals are quietly shielded means these are shielded by d, p and f orbitals. So due to that, these electrons do not interact strongly with ligands. So these electrons, four of the electrons present in 4 orbitals, unable to interact with whom? Ligand electrons. So that's why we can expect orbital magnetic moment. Therefore, in case of lanthanide, the magnetic effect arises from the orbital motion of electrons as well as that arising from the electron spinning on its axis. So as a result, the magnetic moment of lanthanide is equals to square root of 4s plus 4s into s plus 1 plus l into l plus 1, where l is the orbital quantum number, s is the spin quantum number. So in case of lanthanide, the spin contributes spin orbital moment and spin magnetic moment, spin quantum moment, or spin moment and orbital moment contributes. That means these values may couples. So when it is couples, then we may expect a new quantum number that is called angular momentum quantum number. So that is denoted as J, and J values lies from L minus L to L plus L. So when we can take J as L minus S when the f orbital has less than 7 electrons. When we take L plus L when the s orbital has more than 7. So that means here 1 to 7 we can consider L minus L for 1 to 7, and 8 to 14 we may consider L plus L. And next, magnetic moment value of lanthanides expressed in terms of J value, then mu is equal to G into square root of J into J plus 1. Here again we come across a new identity, that is G. So G is known as Landau splitting factor, and G value can be calculated by from the following equation. What is that? So G is equal to 1 plus J into J plus 1 plus S into S plus 1 minus L into L plus 1 by 2J plus 1. Okay, so this is about what? Magnetism. Okay, so next class we will discuss about color property and